What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Boykin Outdoors. On today's video, I'm going to show you how to tie the Bimini twist. So we're going to tie it to this snap swivel, and this is 50-pound Malloy line, monofilament. So I'm going to show you how to do it. This is how we do it, not necessarily right. So I'm going to get myself some slack. I'm going to make sure you get plenty of slack to tie this knot. Okay, so I got plenty of slack, probably 10 feet, maybe more. Just get a bunch of slack. You're gonna run it through just like you were gonna tie pretty much any other knot, through the eyelet of the hook, like so. You're gonna pull it out here, and you're going to pinch up here at the top, and you're gonna hold tension there. So you should have basically a big circle, if that makes sense. And I'm gonna stick my hand inside this line, this loop over here, this right hand, and I'm gonna spin it and wrap it somewhere around 20 times. Doesn't necessarily matter if it's exactly 20, but it needs to be somewhere close. That's pretty close to 20. So then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take this circle that I've created. This is what it should look like. You got your lure, your whatever hook you wanna call it down there. And you've got this circle with two legs that you've created. If you keep your hand in that loop, you'll be able to open the two legs up and you should have a circle. So what I do is I take and I stick my foot. I don't suggest doing it with shoes on or anything that could potentially damage the mono, so just be mindful of that when you go to tie it. I always try to not tie it with boots or shoes or whatever. And I like to pull up and at least get 2 feet inside it. 2 feet make things easier for me. You kind of learn your own way to do it, but this is what works for me. So you got your tag in here where you've been pinching. So what you want to do is you want to kind of pull on that tag in a little bit, just kind of cinch up those, you kind of want to cinch up the main line or the knot circles that you just tied. And I actually got too much slack there. You want to keep that main line tight. Whatever you do, make sure your main line stays tight. This line right here has some tension on it, and always hold your tag line. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come up through these, if y'all can see that, I'm going to come up through these legs that I was just showing you in the circle that I made, and I'm just going to press up and kind of slowly out as I work up. And as I do that, I'm going to release the tension off of this tag line I have. So what you want to do is you want to wet your knot, just with some spit or whatever, just so it kind of helps everything go in and it doesn't burn up your line or anything. So you got tag in, tension on the main line. You got your circle that you created with your feet, or feet and knees, I've seen that in it. So as you go up, slowly release the tension on this. So we're slowly moving up, and as I slowly release the tension, it's starting to the knot kind of wraps over itself and works its way down. But it's very important you go slow in this, because if you go fast, you'll get the knot all messed up. So there it is. Got it tight just like that. It's on there. I don't know if y'all can see that. It all kind of cinched down on itself, and when it stops cinching and you're pressing and it's really not doing anything else, that's when you want to kind of stop. So now it's very important that you hold the knot where the knot and the tag line meet, so it doesn't unravel on itself while you tie the lock. So I'm about to tie the lock for you here. So the lock is just one single half hitch around one leg of the line. So just around the line, back through one time, and as you pull this lock knot shut, hold that tight, and you should pull that lock knot through your fingertips so that knot doesn't move or unravel. Just kind of pull it tight, and at that point it should be pretty much locked, so you can kind of let it go a little bit. So all I did was, as I pushed up, I released the tension. The knot kind of raveled on top of itself and went down to the bottom. And when it started, when I was pressing and it really wasn't doing anything else, all I did was tie just a little like overhand type knot, just a little, I can't remember what I'm trying to say, but just a little knot, go over and back through itself and pull it tight. It doesn't need to do anything fancy. So now once you get to that point, we're going to take and we're going to wrap your tag end. And you want to wrap that tag end around both legs of the line and tie just a little overhand knot again, just like you just did on the first one, except for it goes around both of them this time. So there's one, and there's two. And make sure that that knot, those little overhand knots you're tying, kind of cinch up right to the bottom of that knot, to the whole cluster of wraps you have. Make sure it touches the bottom of that knot. So I've done one overhand knot around one of the legs, and I've done two just overhand knots over both legs of the lines. So there's that. So now the final lock to this is you want to come around one leg of the line. I always do the other side just to keep it, whichever line I tied the one knot to, I go and do it to the other side. So now you just want to go back to the other side, and instead of just wrapping it one time, you want to wrap it 3 times to the same hole, through the same opening there. There's 2 and there's 3. And then you just want to pull all of that tight up to the bottom of that knot, just like those other ones. And you're going to pull it tight, pull the legs apart a little bit, pull tight on that. And just kind of pull on it a little bit, make sure it's all nice and neat. And that's all there is to it. Now this probably isn't the best bimini twist I've ever tied, but that's also not helping because of the camera angle that I had to be able to let y'all see it. But that's what it looks like when it's done. Let me snip. I got scissors wrong. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna snip it kind of close, and that's your bimini twist. Like I said, it's not the prettiest bimini twist I've ever tied, but it would probably hold to go fishing. And now you've got in this case, I've got my snap swivel. So that snap swivel being run to a bimini twist, which gives you 2 legs, as you can see there, kind of distributes the weight and the drag that it will be under when a fish is on. So instead of all of the weight being put on one line, you kind of have it spread equally between the 2. So say you have a 50-pound fish on, the theory is that, you know, 25 pounds is on one side, 25 pounds is on the other, and it just reduces the risk of breaking off. So learn to tie a bimini twist if you can. Like I said, I'm not the greatest at it. I just kind of sort of know how to do it, and they've worked in the past, and we fished with them a few times. But if you can learn it, it's probably one of the best knots, if not the best knot out there, as far as strength and reliability. So I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm going to try to make some more knot tying videos. And if you got any questions about it, or I can help you, leave a comment below, DM us on Instagram, whatever it takes. Just let us know, and we'll do what we can to help you. So we'll see you on another video here at Boykin Outdoors, and we appreciate y'all watching.